Hello everyone. I, Abid Prab Singh, team member Mustafa Shah, are going to present our project of artificial intelligence on comparative analysis of advanced ensemble techniques of bagging versus boosting and apply deep learning model while analyzing the rating figures of Zomato indoors. So, coming to our problem statement, as you know that bagging and boosting apply multiple models, but their implementation varies in a way such that bagging allows parallel execution while boosting allows the follow the sequential execution. So Zomato being an multinational company and the restaurant aggregators provides the information about the menus and the user reviews of the restaurant as well as the food delivery options from the partner restaurants in the selected city. So we divided our project in two phases. In phase one, we implemented the techniques of bagging and boosting to analyze the rating figures of the Zomato indoor. And in the second phase, we implemented the ANN deep learning model using the TensorFlow and the Keras library. So first of all, data collection has been done, and the sources of the data set are Kaggle and the Stack Exchange. In our data set, there are nine different attributes, out of which independent variables include the name, locality, latitude, longitude, cuisines, average cost for two, votes, and the rating text. An independent variable contains the aggregate rating. So here the different attributes of our database with their description and the values is described here. So for the name, the different values is about 2,851 different values is for the name, and for locality there are 69 unique values, so on. For votes, there are for votes the values in the range of the 4 to 3,441, and the for the aggregate rating there are 29 different values. So coming to libraries, so basically we have used the five libraries in Python. First one is the NumPy. Uh, as you know that NumPy is a Python library used for working with arrays, and the second one is Pandas, and third one is the sklearn, and the fourth one is the Matplotlib, and the fifth one is the Seaborn library. And for the second phase, we used the TensorFlow and the Keras library. So first step of in phase one is the data pre-processing, and the first one is first of all we have to import the libraries and import the dataset using the read.csv command. And as you can see from this screenshot taken is the output of the our data set, and the five values of the data set has been taken here, and the shape is also described in this screenshot. As you see that there are 2,851 of rows and the 10 columns of our data set. Second process is the extract of dependent and independent variable using the data.iloc.values method. This can be shown in this screenshot also. Next thing is the handling the null and the missing values using the data.isNull.sum method. So as you can see from the screenshot that there are no null values in our dataset. Next one is the label encoding. So we applied the label encoding in the columns of locality, latitude, longitude, cuisine, average cost for twos, and the votes column. And the same output can be shown in this screenshot. However, we haven't used the one-hot encoding and the avoid dummy variable trap in data preprocessing, because as you know that there are 28 or to 23 or 62 columns in our different values, so it might not be possible for us to to implement the one hot encoding in such large data set or large columns. So the next step is the splitting the data set. So we divide our data set into categories. First one is the training data and the second is the test data. So using the train test split method and the from the sklearn.model selection library. So the length of the test data and the train data is shown here in the screenshot. Now the label encoding for dependent variable is has also been done here, and you can see the output in the screenshot. Next process of the data pre-processing is the feature scaling, and here we have import the standard scaler from the sklearn library and the transform method on the independent variable, that is x, and we have printed the value of the x train and the x test data, and the same can be shown in the screenshot. So now we have applied the bagging and the boosting technique in the phase one. So here, as you know that we applied the decision tree model, and the decision tree are the one of the power classification mode algorithm that falls under the supervising learning based algorithms. And in our project, there are multiple classification problems, so that's why we used the decision tree model. So we have used both the entropy and the Gini index as a base estimator. So first one, we implemented the base estimator as the entropy. As you can see from the screenshot, there is boosting. Use the ADA boost classifier for the boosting model with base estimator as entropy, and the prediction of that can be shown in this screenshot in the on the screen. Uh, Also, the bagging classifier with DTC as a base estimator as entropy is also shown in this figure, where we predict the value on the test data and using the bagging classifier. Next one is the base with base decision tree model as the base estimator with the Gini index, and the here the code for the same is also shown here with a decision tree. We imported the decision tree classifier from the sklearn.tree model. Next is the boosting for the Gini index. So we have created the same using the ADA boost classifier for boosting, and we fit that X train and Y train in the boost model, and the prediction is also shown on the test data. Uh, Now the bagging classifier has been implemented with estimator as Gini index. The same can be shown from this figure with importing of the bagging classifier from the sklearn.ensemble, and we fit the X train and the Y train data, and predict the only test data has been done in this figure. Next thing is the to evaluate the model. So first of all, we have evaluated the boosting model using ADA boost with base estimator as entropy, and the accuracy for that comes to be 99.64 percent using the sklearn.metrics library. And we have also created the confusion matrix using the sklearn.metrics library, and this the same can be shown in this slide. Next, then we have created the heat map using the Seaborn library, and the same can be shown on in this slide. Again, the performance matrix has also been calculated, and the same can be shown in this slide. So now the bagging classifier fire with DTC as base estimator having the entropy. So the accuracy comes out to be the 99.82% using the sklearn.metrics library, And for evaluation, we have created the confusion matrix also using the sklearn dot matrix library, and the same can be shown in our screen. Next one is the heat map for the same, and the heat map for the bagging classifier with entropy as a base estimator is shown in this figure. The performance matrix for the bagging classifier with entropy as a base estimator is also shown on this figure. Now for boosting model, we have used the ADA boost with base estimator as Gini index. The accuracy for the same has been 99.29% using the sklearn.matrix library, and for evaluation we have created the confusion matrix using the sklearn.matrix library, and the same can be shown in our slide. Again, the heat map is also shown here for the ADA boosting model ADA boost with base estimator as a Gini index, and the performance matrix is also shown here for the same. Now the bagging classifier with base estimator as Gini index is shown here. With we got the 100% accuracy in this case, and for evaluation matrix we have create the confusion matrix using the sklearn.matrix library, and the heat map is also shown for the same, and the performance matrix is also shown for the same. Now coming to the final summary of the results. So we decided to go for the decision tree classifier as base estimator with both the entropy and the Gini index as criterion. So the comparison can be seen as follow. For the DTC with entropy as a criterion, for boosting we got the 99.64% accuracy, and for the bagging we got the 99.8224% as accuracy. For decision tree classifier with Gini index as criterion, the boosting we got the 99.29% accuracy, and for the bagging we got the 100% accuracy. From and then now the second phase is the deep learning model. So so there are this is the architecture of the deep neural network model, and we can see that there is input layer and there are multiple hidden layers, and there is one is the output layers for the deep learning. Now the model building. So we know that the deep learning model we have to use the TensorFlow and the Keras library. So in our project we have used ReLU as the activation function for input and hidden layer, and softmax for the output layer. The model uses the loss function as the categorical, cross entropy optimizer as Adam, and matrix as the accuracy. So the model uses the 10 epoch. So here the deep learning model code has been shown with the TensorFlow and the Keras library. We have created the model and use the optimizer as Adam and the matrices as accuracy, and we have fit the train and the X train and Y train with epochs as a 10, and the output has been shown for the same. Now coming to model evaluation. So for the deep learning model, we have used the sklearn.matrix library, and we got only 2.45% accuracy. And the for evaluation, we have created the confusion matrix also, and the same is shown in this screenshot or in slide. So the performance matrix is also been calculated and shown in this slide. Thank you. Now Mustafa will take over to Mustafa, and Mustafa will demo the our code.
Hi everyone. So let me walk you through the demo of bagging and boosting first. So firstly, in the first cell we have imported the libraries, then importing the data set. The third cell shows the 5 data rows which have been we have taken from the data set. Then the data type of the data set is data frame. The shape of our data set comes out to be 2851 rows and 10 columns. These are the descriptive statistics for our data. Then we have dropped some of the columns. Now the new data set looks like this. We have dropped the name column, the serial number column, and the rating text column. So this is our data frame on which we will work on our bagging and boosting. Then since our dependent column is rating new, aggregate rating, so we have moved it to the extreme position and give it a name rating new. So now we have 7 columns. Now we have extracted dependent and independent values. X acts as a independent column and Y will act as a dependent column. This has been done using data underscore new dot iloc method. So data new is our name of the data frame in which we have the data set. Now coming to the next command. In this data set, in this command, we have again changed our, after extracting the independent and dependent variables, we have again changed it to a data frame. So we will handle the missing values now, and as you can see, there are no missing values. So no need to handle it. Now we are checking the data types and we will change the data types also using the dictionary. Here we have given locality as string data type and latitude, longitude, and are given float data type. Suzines are also given string data type. Average cost for 2 and the votes are given as int data type. For a dependent column, that is why we have given float data type. So now we will be checking the unique values. For that, we have implemented the for loop and check the unique values in our columns. So as you can see, there are lots of unique values. For locality, we are seeing 69 unique values. For latitude, 896, and so on. So now we will implement the encoding. So since there are lots of unique values, we are implementing only label encoding. So after implementing the label encoding, we will receive the output as shown here. Now also label encoding has been implemented on the dependent column. Now finally we will split our dataset into xtrain and ytrain and xtest and ytest. So here are the lengths of xtrain, xtest, ytrain and ytest. Finally we will be doing feature scaling in the pre-processing part. So here are the in cell number 31, the output is shown for the same. So now coming to our model building part. Firstly, we will be implementing bagging and boosting using DTC as the base estimator, and the criterion will be used as entropy. Simple code written here as for the base estimator for DTC. Now we will implement the boosting code. This is the code for boosting model. The base estimator is a disjointry classifier, and as you know, the entropy is the criterion here. So the accuracy for this comes out to be 99.64, and the code for the confusion matrix is shown here, and the code for heat map is shown here. So next, the performance report will also shown here. Now coming to the bagging model, the code for the bagging model is shown here, and it is implemented here. Here, this gives the Y prediction for the bagging model. Now the accuracy for this comes out to be 99.82, as you can see, and confusion matrix is also shown here. Now we shall see the heat map. The code for the heat map is shown here. So now the performance matrix also is shown here in this line. This is the line of code which is used for implementing the performance matrix. So now after implementing the bagging and boosting for decision tree classifier as entropy, we will come to our next part, that is decision tree classifier using Gini index as criterion. So in this part, we will implemented the DTC model simply, and criterion is used as Gini index. After implementing that, we will first implement the boosting model. This is the code for boosting model, and now the accuracy comes out to be 99.47. The confusion matrix is shown here, and using this code, we have got the confusion matrix. Using this confusion matrix, we have implemented the heat map, and the final classification report is also shown here. Now coming to the bagging model, the code for the bagging model is shown in cell number 55, and then we shall implement the prediction using the bagging model. The accuracy comes out to be 100%. as you can see here. The confusion matrix and the heat map is shown here also. The final performance report for this is also shown here, as you can see. Now we shall come to the second part of our project, and that is implementing the deep learning model. Here you can see this deep learning model has been implemented on Google Colab. This is because deep learning model uses Keras and TensorFlow frameworks, and implementing that in a Jupyter notebook will require the will require the installation of those frameworks in our Jupyter notebook. So it is more feasible and easy to use it on Google Colab. So here we have implemented the second phase of our project on Google Colab. So the pre-processing part is same: importing the libraries, importing the data set, importing the uh, reading the data file, and getting the data file, the first 5 rows from our CSV. And then we have changed the columns, and we have changed the name of the columns as shown in the previous Jupyter notebook as well. Then extracted the dependent and independent variables, and so on. So this is the same part as shown in the previous Jupyter notebook. So coming to our main important part, after implementing the feature scaling, we have implemented the we have implemented the feature scaling, and then we have implemented the deep learning model. So this deep learning model is done with the help of Keras and TensorFlow. So we have used here, you can, as you can see, 4 is the input layer. So input layer is 4 and the hidden layers are 6. So we have used only 6 hidden layers because our data set contains 6 independent columns. So activation function for this is urelu function. The output layer is only one, and this for this the activation function is softmax. Since we have used softmax function act as because it involves the multi-class classification. After the model is compiled and loss function is categorical cross entropy, and optimizer is Adam, and matrix is accuracy. So as you can see, after implementing 10 epochs, the accuracy is not increasing, it is same. If it would have been increasing, then we would have used more epochs of 50 or 100 or 200, but since the accuracy is same, we have implemented only 10 epochs. So as you can see, the after doing the model evaluation, the accuracy is not much. Here we have seen the here we have done the Y prediction, and accuracy comes out to be 2.45% only. The confusion matrix for the same is shown here, and the final classification report, the code for the same is shown here. So we have come to the end of our project, and this was the demo. Thank you.